Welcome to Study Loop.
To buy some coffee beans, and we need at least 280 tons of premium grade and 200 tons of regular grade. We can buy them from two suppliers, and supplier A charges $900 per ton, and supplier B charges $1,200 per ton. And in supplier A's tons, 20% of the ton is premium, 50% is regular, and 30% is unusable. And then in B, 40% is premium, 20% is regular, and 40% is unusable. How much should we purchase to minimize cost? Okay, so clearly we're going to minimize cost, but we got to figure out what our variables are here. So we need premium and regular grade, and we can buy them from supplier A and B. So the easiest way is to look at what you're trying to minimize. We're trying to minimize cost, or buying some from A and from B. That's what the variables should be. So we'll let A be tons from supplier A, and B will be tons from supplier B. And we are trying to minimize the cost, which is $900 per ton, and we're buying A tons, so 900 A plus $1,200 per ton for B tons, 1,200 B. All right, now we're going to write the equations or the inequalities. We have to buy at least 280 tons of premium. So we bought A tons from A, and 20% of them are premium, so 0.20 A is how much premium tons we got from A, and 40% or 0.40 B is how much we got from supplier B, and we need that to be greater than or equal to 280. Same for the regular, we need 0.50 A plus 0.20 B, and that needs to be greater than or equal to 200. Okay, so what about the unusable ones? Well, we don't need to write an equation for them because we don't care about them, but they are being considered here because you can see we're only looking at 70% of A's tons and 60% of B's tons. All right, we also know A and B are both positive, so we don't have to write that though. So now we're ready to graph, but before I graph, I'm going to multiply both equations by 10. So I get 2A plus 4B greater than or equal to 2800. That way I don't have decimals in there. 5A plus 2B greater than or equal to 2000. So let's start with the first one. Let's make it an equals and solve it for B, which is taking the place of Y. So we get 4B equals minus 2A plus 2800, or B equals minus 1/2 A plus 700. And then for the second one, 5A plus 2B equals 2000. So 2B equals minus 5A plus 2000. So B equals minus 5/2 A plus 1000. Okay, we don't really need graph paper or to be very fancy here because all we need to know is which thing is higher or more to the right than the other one. Okay, so the first one starts at 700, goes downhill, and when B is 0, then A is 1400. And if you plug 0, 0 into the original one here, 2 times 0 plus 4 times 0 greater than or equal to 2800. Okay, that's false. So we need to shade that way. Now in the second one, it starts at 1000, which is higher than 700. It goes downhill, and its x-intercept will be 2,000 divided by 400. Okay, so here, oops. And if you plug 0, 0 in to the original one, it's also false, so you have to go this way. So the area that we're interested in is this right here. Okay, we already have 2 of the points. We need to find a 3rd point right here, and there's lots of ways to do it. So I'm going to just do this. Since I have them both solved for b, I'm just going to set them equal to each other. Negative 1/2 a plus 700 equals negative 5/2 a plus 1,000. I'm going to multiply by 2 to get rid of the fractions. Minus a plus 1,400 equals minus 5a plus 2,000. I'm going to add 5a to both sides and subtract 1,400. So 4a is 600, so a is 600 over 4, which is 150. And then I'm going to plug that into this. b equals minus 1/2 times 150 plus 700. So minus 75 plus 700, that's 625. All right, so my table looks like this. A, B, and then I'm trying to minimize 900A plus 1200B. Okay, the first point right up here, this is 0, 1,000, because this is the Y value. And then this point right here is 1,400, 0, because that's the X value. And then the point where they cross right here, that's 150, 625. Okay, so now I'm going to plug those in. The first one gives me 1,200 times 1,000. Oh, I could have done that without a calculator. 1,200,000. Oops, 200,000. Next one is 1,400 times 900. 1,260,000. Then the last one, 900 times 150. I have to write down the in-between. Plus 1,200 times 625. Oops. $885,000. Okay, so that's certainly the minimum right there. So now don't forget to answer the question, how much should we buy? We should buy 150 tons from A and 625 tons from B.